we want to talk about Pokemon Go. Do you guys remember a year ago?
This new game.
Oh, yeah. You guys
just came
I want
out.
to take you guys back a year, July 6th, a little over a year ago. Pokemon Go came out. We were all running around the streets collecting Pokemon. And we were like, we are never going to not play this. We're never going to stop. And we haven't, right? We're all still playing.
All of us? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
All
I'm
four
the
of us are
highest
playing.
level.
Certainly,
Shea has the most Pokemon.
certainly
Sure.
not playing like I used to.
I think some people are listening to this and like, Pokemon Go, nobody's still playing that. I mean, people are still playing this. Like, not just us. Like, we still run into people who are playing this.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean the most recent official numbers were 65 million players worldwide.
Nobody
monthly.
plays it. Nobody plays it anymore. Then come on, just 65 million. That's
Is
like
this
nothing.
a Dan Tack bit?
It's not a bit. I'm just that's
Just
a,
roll your eyes.
Yeah.
I mean that's a common. If you talk about Pokemon Go on the internets, you will get people that will tell you nobody plays that dead game anymore.
We also
Correct.
hear that about Destiny and Overwatch.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Well, no, I had someone on Twitter say, like, why are you wasting your time playing that garbage? Like, it's a broken app on a phone. And I actually started thinking about that a little bit. Like, what else could I be playing? But then I realized, like, this fills a spot in my life that I'm not usually playing games. It's maybe when I'm, like, waiting at Starbucks to get, a coffee where I might be checking Twitter or Facebook at that time. But now I'm playing a game. I'm catching Pokemon or, checking into a gym or taking down a gym to get, our color there, Valor there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really cool in that capacity. And last year, I'm not playing it as much as I used to.
Sure.
Last year, I went all in on trying to catch everything. And that changed my life. Like, not just mine, but my family's as well, where we found ourselves trudging through the woods after a rainstorm in mud with my dog, my daughter, and my wife to go catch Charmander, because there was a Charmander nest in this park wooded area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Like, I was like, this is such a unique gaming experience that only something like this could give me.
There are a lot of really cool memories that you have from playing it.
Oh, yeah. You falling down a hill, catching a Magikarp.
I actually took it. I was in Italy like 3 months ago, and I took Pokemon Go with me. Well, it's on my phone, so obviously I had it with me. But I was playing, and my wife's rolling her eyes at me while we're in this like Galileo museum.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to catch a Mr. Mime, like in Mr. Mime.
Well,
is
turn on
super
AR
rare.
so you could be looking at the art.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just taking pictures, honey. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. It's like things like that. That's one of the more memorable like video game experiences of this year, and it's Pokemon Go, which is kind of fun. You guys have any other memorable experiences from the year?
I think that's the unique thing about it. Your story, your little anecdote there, is that it intertwines with reality and real life more so than other games. Like, you sit down, you play Destiny, whatever. You're done. When you're done with your round, you're done playing the game. With Pokemon, it's like I'm out seeing. I'm at a fine art museum, but hey, there happens to be a Charizard in here too, so I'll just grab that, and then I'll take a picture of this amazing statue,
sure.
right? Or I'm on the
So I
gondola.
missed the second step.
Yeah, exactly right. It's very interesting to see. Maybe not just for Pokemon Go, but for the implications for AR and VR, sort of in the future for this kind of technology.
Sure. Well, about a year ago, we did a Man on the Street video, me and Leo Vader, who was once an intern and now is king of video. I don't know. What's his title? Yeah. Anyway, he's in the back room there. But yeah, we did a video and we went and talked to people on the street, and they all said like, oh, we're going to be playing this forever. We're going to be playing forever. And obviously for like 2-3 weeks, it did seem like everybody was playing. And I don't think all those people are playing now. So what would you guys say to people who aren't playing, who kind of jumped off ship? Is there a reason for them to come back?
It's the gym system is better. However, the game still has fundamental problems at the core, I think, which keep it from becoming a really great game and just make it an entertaining novelty to do on the go. Like the combat. It's not good, it's not great, and probably never will be. I mean, I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be a draw for most people. I think it is those interactions with other people, what you can do with your friends that they really need to work on in terms of like cooperative play. I think they still need to enhance that. And I saw an interview with the head of Niantic that said they're like 6 months behind their schedule just because stability, like just getting that game to work with so much. They didn't anticipate this many people playing it. So it was just patch, figuring out new solutions to get this thing stabilized to a degree. Before they could start implementing new stuff. Now we're starting to see it, right? The gyms, this whole big update. Pokemon Fest, which is next week, next Friday or next Saturday. I'm going to be there. That should be another big thing. I think we're anticipating there will be legendary battles there and worldwide events. This means like people will be all across the world will be competing for one common goal,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up that festival. Like, I think that's an interesting thing that they have a festival now for Pokemon. Obviously,
Yeah, it's
you
in
know, you
Chicago.
haven't been yet, so we don't know what's going to be like. I'm sure you can talk about it after the fact.
Yeah,
but
I think they sold out immediately.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
But there's going to be like 15,000 to 20,000
Sure.
people in Grant Park in Chicago, which should be cool because there's going to be unique stuff going on there. It should be an interesting event to cover, and just people watching as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure he'll
That's-
get lots of unique Pokemon.
that's one of the best parts about the game is just us at work. We're like, hey, there is this huge Pokemon on this gym. Let's go take it down. 6 of us
Right.
roll downstairs.
Mhm.
Guess what? Just out in the sidewalk where there's normally nobody, there's like 4 people. You know, some guy that works at the airport came over, and it was cool to interact with these people and have this big battle to take down this boss. That's what that game is really. That makes that game so special is just those little instances that happen just in your normal life.
Yeah. And to your point, Reeves, you know, what would bring people back? The raid system, I think, is an interesting thing that may do that for some people who were bored with it.
right.
Since now you sort of have an incentive to stick in an area and kind of wait for people to show up to take down a bigger guy, and you get him after you win.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is
So-
what I was hoping to talk to you guys about was the raid system. It's
Mhm.
something they just released a couple weeks ago, and if you're not keeping up on Pokemon Go, you might not be familiar with how it works. But we got a chance to see it at E3, and Reiner, I remember like grabbing a beer with you afterwards, and it was like one of the most excited I'd seen you at E3, and you're just like all talking about Pokemon Go. But the raid system, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. Like, how would you guys describe it to somebody who hasn't played?
So
It's an
basically, an egg appears on top of a gym, and it has a countdown on top of it. And when it reaches 0, it hatches, and it's one of like 15 different Pokemon that it can be, and it's like one of the higher evolutions usually. So if it's like a 1-star difficulty, it's probably gonna be like a Magikarp or like a mid-level starter from Gen 2. If it's level 2, I think it's like Magmar, Electabuzz, a couple other ones it can be.
Wheezing.
But I
Wheezing.
mean, all these things have a lot more CP than they normally do.
Yeah, and so like level 4 is like a Tyranitar or Lapras, but they're like, anywhere from 25,000 to 35,000 CP, which is normally they max out at like 2,000 to 3,000 CP.
Yeah.
It took us like 7 to 9 people, right?
Yeah, to take down a
Something
Tyranitar, it was like I think there were like 9 of us taking it out, and we beat it with like 3 seconds remaining.
Yeah, they
Sure.
put you on a timer, so it's not just sheer manpower. You need to do it in a
So,
certain
yeah.
amount of time.
Up to 20 people can come in, try to take it down in, I think it's 3 minutes you have to take them down. And people have different teams. So like it could be red, blue, yellow, all joining together. And you take it down. If you take it down, you get bonus items. So there's new items like golden raspberries, which make it like a lot easier to catch a Pokemon because raspberries make it easier to catch a Pokemon. Golden raspberries just make it like extra easy. There's rare candy, which just translates into any type of candy that you want. So like if
Right.
you have one Chansey and you've never seen another one, you want to power it up or get it closer to evolution, you could just give all your rare candy to Chansey and eventually you'll have enough without ever catching another one.
Or
and
having to walk it.
or having to walk it, yeah. And then TMs, so you can actually change the moves of your Pokemon. It's just basically like a reroll, so you have no
Yeah,
idea what you're going to get.
I haven't messed around with that too much yet. In fact, I think I only have one. But
There are only
it's
2
worth it?
available right now.
Okay.
So like it's just
Yeah, there's fast TM and charge TM. It's just like, because you have 2 moves, fast and charged attacks. So it just re-rolls whatever corresponding moves. So like if you have if it's a fast TM, it'll re-roll your fast move for that Pokemon.
Right. Okay. Well, and that kind of goes back to what Dan was saying is like the combat's not super compelling.
Mhm.
Never really has been. So I'm not really too concerned with the moves that my Pokemon have.
But when you're doing those raids, you want the most powerful moves possible because
Oh, yeah.
they are tiered.
Yeah. So it's maybe something that maybe I haven't looked into. And so I'm
Mhm.
not aware of how that functions. But maybe also they could do a better job of explaining that and like
Oh,
what the
absolutely.
moves do. And
I mean, they could do a lot better job doing a lot of things.
right. Yeah.
They also just fixed the gyms too, whereas before it was 10 of the same Pokemon that would sit there forever.
Yeah, just Blissies everywhere.
Yeah, Blissey's, Charizards,
I mean, there's still
Dragonites.
there's still Blissies and Dragonites
Yeah.
everywhere, but they do eventually fade if they're not.
And there's
fed.
also, you can only put 1 per species
Right.
in each gym. And there's 6 slots permanently, so you don't have to worry about like training and leveling up a gym forever, which is nice.
That's really nice. Having to do that was really annoying.
So they turn over a lot faster now. Like, it sucks for us when we get on it, but at the same time, they reward you better,
Right.
and then you get more gameplay out of it
Yeah,
because you're going to take it down again.
I'm earning a lot more free coins now
You're
than I
gonna
ever
get your
was.
It's way easier to get coins. The system's like streamlined. You don't need to click anything. Basically, you just get the coins when your Pokemon comes back up to a daily cap.
Mhm.
Right.
So-
Yeah. I have noticed that it's way easier for me to get into gyms now than it ever was before. So if that was like a
Absolutely.
big frustration for you, is like I can't get in gyms, I can't earn coins.
Right, you'd have to like race all over town and be like, okay, now I've got 6 guys slotted. Now it's time to collect. Now you don't have to do anything.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that's really nice is like if you've never seen like a Tyranitar or a Lapras, you can actually catch the raid boss if you beat it. So you're given, premier balls based on your performance and your team's performance taking down the raid boss. And then like the raid boss shrinks down to like normal CP size, and then you're given the opportunity to catch it. And it's not going to run until you run out of those premier balls. So I think usually I get like 10 or 11 like on average.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice. So
I've been able to catch most of the Pokemon at the gyms that I've fought.
I've not had any runaway. I've seen a few of them run away on other people's
Right.
phones.
But the big thing, back to your initial question, was what's going to bring people back, and it's just more Pokemon, right? Like that's the big thing is people catch them too quick. Like Shea went bonkers with Gen 2, and he's done. Like he just needs the unknown, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to power him up at this point.
So I mean, he's probably 3 months, 4 months away from getting new Pokemon. Obviously, that well is not infinite.
Right.
They can't just keep putting in new gens, but I think they need to start figuring out ways, like the Pikachu with the hat, I think is a really interesting thing. Like, do that more. Do that for all your different Pokemon.
Right.
They're adding more shinies.
Make shinies more common. Like, give people reasons to turn on their phone to catch stuff, because Shea, he doesn't need to catch anything anymore.
Right.
But if you have these uniques in there, that might up that chance.
Yeah, it might a little. I mean, for me personally, I have a dream of like catching all 151, which isn't even possible right now because the Mews aren't in the game, the legendaries aren't in the game. But if they put them in and I caught them, I don't think I'd have that much of a desire to go catch like Gen 2, Gen 3.
That's my thing. Gen 2, I was like, what is this fish?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a personal connection with it like I did Gen 1. I think that's for most people, actually.
Here's the thing for me, though, is I didn't have that connection going into Gen 2 either, but playing this game made me go watch the anime. It made me go play Gen 2 games all the way from start to finish for the first time.
That's what I mean. You went bonkers, though.
I went and played Soul Silver.
Pokemon
You went
Go
on
changed
a-
You went
yeah.
bonkers.
A Pokemon
It
Quest.
became
It just got me
aspects of-
right back into like Pokemon Go
Sure.
or Pokemon Fever.
Felt like a little Brian Shea again.
Yeah. Falling off a seesaw playing Pokemon.
Sure. Do you guys still have problems with the app crashing a lot?
Oh,
yeah.
Is that, and it heats up my phone. Do you guys have that problem?
It's
I
always
could like
done that.
warm my coffee by setting it down on my
That's
phone.
what it's made for.
Yeah,
It's
just
just
like
it's a battery drainer.
yeah, it'd be nice if there was some optimization there still, but I think just gameplay wise, I'd love to see new combat. I love what they've done with the gyms. Maybe continue that out. I don't know, bigger raid battles.
Here's what I want, and we'll never get it, but I want to see other trainers in the world as I walk around.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, God, that
This-
would crash the phone immediately.
I'm just saying,
wow.
that's what I want.
That's a cool
Okay.
idea, but and trading obviously, would
Right.
be
Trading.
something that
You could trade and battle them, and there'd be daily rewards.
Yeah, maybe it's like something like a sonar where if you're just playing the game, it's just normal. But if you ping it, maybe you could see where other
And
people
I
are.
realize there are problems with that, so I guess like you'd have to enable this, like to be a parental lock if you don't want your kid getting approached by some weird guy on
Right.
the street to trade Pikachus or something. I get that, but like make it an opt-in thing. So
All right, well, Pokemon Go. I think that's a pretty good recap. I
And
think
it's still super fun, and if you haven't played it, definitely check it out because it is such a unique gaming experience that shouldn't interfere with your other gaming if that's what you're worried
Mhm.
about. Like, oh, don't have time to finish Persona. This is like when you're in the supermarket or whatever. Just turn it on as you're shopping or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect way to think about it. And I mean, realistically, I don't know how long we'll all be enthused about it, but I'm surprised we're still here a year later, still playing it. So
Yeah,
hopefully
it's-
they'll keep working on it.
I still think it's awesome.
Thank you so much for watching this excerpt from the Game Informer Show podcast. You can subscribe to the audio version and listen to new episodes airing every Thursday. We cover big games on the horizon, games that we've just reviewed. We have long-form developer interviews, a lot of fun stuff. So check it out every Thursday.